I'm so sorry to Face and Body. I'm so sorry that I have to end this relationship. It's not you, it's me. If you're new here, hi, my name is Miss Megan. Word on the street is that I don't wear Face and Body anymore. So today I'm gonna show you my updated foundation routine. You might, at the end of this video, find out if I am a Studio Fix or Studio Radiance girly. Make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. And if you wanna see if I'm still Fix Plus obsessed, please keep on watching. So I don't wash my face in the morning. It was one of the best things I think I ever changed. I only wash it at night now. So any like oils that your skin produces still sits on the skin. I always need a little extra, little wipey wipe. Also, look at my shirt. I'm so very obsessed. And look at my mug. Thanks to the MAC Global team for sending me these. This was recently sent to me. The Keys Soul Care Illuminating Serum. I love it. I love it a lot. I use more than I need to because that's how much I love it. If I like a texture, it's over. It kind of is like, it's niacinamide. This is a perfect example of like skincare and then skincare formulated for makeup. So because Serumizer is a little bit too active for me, I can only really use the balm. This is giving me similar energy, but not anything that's actually helping with the appearance of my foundation. So this is very much skincare. Serumizer is like this, but doing something for your makeup. My baby of all babies. I thought I was on TikTok for a second and I was gonna stop recording. Hyperreal Skin Canvas Balm. Pry this out of my cold dead hands. And love the texture, use way more than I need to. Skincare formulated to enhance makeup. But it's still skincare. A lot of people are having trouble with the concept of the two. You can have active ingredients in your skincare that are sometimes too strong for makeup and then they don't enhance the makeup. Sometimes they make it worse. Sometimes things peel off. I forgot a step. I can still do it now, it doesn't matter. Fix Plus Magic Radiance. Plump, Juicy, Sexy. You can put this first before you put your moisturizers because it allows it to like absorb better. Super great on dry skin. Strobe Dewy Skin Tint. I know. You're like, Megan, what about Face and Body? I wore Face and Body since 2012, 2011, 2000. Religiously, every single day, no matter what I did, it was always, always, always my base. And since Strobe Dewy Skin Tint came into my life, I don't know Face and Body anymore. It kills me because I just love, like I love Face and Body. If I could put all of the makeup on and it all went together and I could all figure out a reason to have it all on at the same time, I would. Just plumps and it makes the skin look so juicy and so fresh. And the thing is if you swatch this in store, like on the back of the hand, it's gonna look too metallic, but you have to picture, again, I use more than I actually need to because I just love it. The pearl particles in it don't sit like a highlighter. I love this. This is my base all the time, always. I love it so much. I'm so sorry to Face and Body. I'm so sorry that I have to end this relationship. It's not you, it's me. That will always, always, always be my base. I wanted to do these with clean brushes, but it's not gonna work. I've been reaching for the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. He sent this to me. He picked out the shades and he sent product to me. Literally depends on where my brain is when I'm doing makeup. Sometimes I'll do this step first. Sometimes I'll do it on top. It could also depend on how I'm gonna plan out my like concealer or the fuller coverage foundation that I'm putting on top. But I always like a kind of, that's why I don't really do underpainting. Like I wouldn't call what I do underpainting, but it's like, it has elements of it. Why is like seeing the lights kind of a vibe? I sort of want to keep them. I like to build my color this way. I'm going to do a little on the nose. This is a brush from Milani. Oh, my light's not on. Is that what's the vibe? It's all a vibe. I was like, why can't I see the product? Then I wear medium dark. I'm going to do 1 in 1. I'm saying it officially here. I think I might be a Studio Fix Fluid girly. I think I might be into Studio Fix Fluid. This is the new one. So this is the upgraded Studio Fix Fluid. I'm normally the serum powered foundation because I love glossy looking skin, if you didn't already know. And if you follow me on TikTok, when I have a new foundation, I'll make like 7 different videos of 7 different like layering processes or ways to wear it. And I need to put this side by side now to make my official statement. This is the Studio Radiance side. And this is where I like to go in with like a little bit more coverage. And I'll start it in the center here and then take it everywhere else. And this is just like a base. This isn't, there's still so much more to build on top of this with a little extra. This is the thing too, is you could have multiple foundations for different looks or different needs. This could be, you know, my winter side. This could be my summer side. So this has more, basically what they did was they fixed all the problems that it had. They added a pump. It stays more color true. And then the Pro Fluid technology, I think is what it's called, allows it to like move with your skin a little bit more, as opposed to before. Old StereoFix fluid used to just like sit on the surface of the skin. This melts in a little bit more. And it's obviously like slightly more coverage too, because I used the same amount of foundation. Now, obviously because I have the Strobe Dewy Skin Tint underneath, it's adding that glow into StereoFix fluid. I could never wear StereoFix fluid by itself. It's just not the formula for me, but I can wear the serum powered foundation by itself. That is stunning on me. That's my vibe. StereoFix is always going to be on top of something. Yeah, you can see that this side is like a little bit more perfected, a little bit more blurred. This still kind of looks like natural looking skin. Oh my God. I need to even these out, so I need to put more of the serum one. And when I say more, that is more. We're out here putting too much stuff on. As I just said earlier, how much skincare I used. Okay. I mixed them together yesterday and that was really pretty. Oh my God, I think I'm a StereoFix person. I think that my everyday is going to be Strobe Dewy and StereoFix, or Strobe Dewy and the House Labs concealer. Shut up. That's nuts. M80 cream bronzer from Mob Beauty. I still really love the soft matte foundation stick, but because I've had this and I got this not too long ago, and hey, it's not discontinued. So this is where I go in with more shape on the face. I like the sides of my nose. So this has a little bit more of that grayish tone to it. It's gonna create a better shadow. And then I just like to tap the edges just to buff everything in. God, I love it. I love doing my skin. This is still my holy grail for cream blush. Blush, please. And I haven't done concealer yet, as you can see, because the concealer is going to go on top of this, so the blush looks like it's coming from within the skin and not just necessarily sitting on the surface. And then this is a 170 from MAC, which is technically a foundation brush. This one has my MMR engraved into it. I like my blush to be high. And I find that a lot of people overly blend stuff into the skin to the point it almost like disappears or mixes too much with their stuff. So you can kind of notice that I keep going back into the blush. That's because I'm not going to overwork this area. I'm just going to add more. Love it, lock it in. Fix Plus can be used throughout the duration of your makeup routine, between any layer, as much as you want, as little as you want. It's like the paper mache of the makeup world. And this is Art Attack. I want to save what I just did, but allow myself to still work on the surface of my skin. So that's where this comes into play. Oh my God, I love, MAC kills it with formulas. I quite literally do not care what anyone has to say. The way that foundation looks on the skin, that Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, please give me a lifetime supply of this. And C4 StereoFix fluid. Thank you. You might have noticed, if you've been following me for a while, that I didn't put primer on my skin. That is what is so great about Hyperreal. The industry in general, the more advanced foundations become, is when your skin is balanced and your foundation is doing what you want it to do, there's no need for primer. Primers are temporary fixes or for like texture changes. So if you're having issues with your skin and your foundation, you're better to address your skincare concerns before you go in and address like buying a primer to do a temporary fix when there actually is long-term results that are possible. And because the Hyperreal balances the skin so well on me, when I go in with the foundation, I don't have to worry about it going anywhere. They're long wear formulas, but I have a love affair with this primer, the Silky Radiance primer. Basically everything, my old routines, everything that I needed to do to get them to look like this now exists in the products themselves. So that's great, but I don't want to break up with this. I don't. So I use it under my eye. It's my favorite. I use my knuckle. And because I have the Fix Plus on, this is not disrupting what's already going on here. If I didn't have the Fix Plus, so I would have a problem. Concealer will always crease and concealer will always fade. It's just how do you make it work the best for you? So I find when I have this down, it hydrates my under eye area because eye creams, like there's very few that work on me. Liz with Art and Provage, I just keep forgetting, I'm looking at it right now. I keep forgetting to grab it. Creams, I have trouble with them. A lot of them, my under eyes react, but this has not done anything. I'm not gonna get long-term skincare results from it, so that's why you would still use an eye cream. But for makeup purposes and how makeup needs to sit, so now instead of the concealer fading into my skin, it's gonna fade into a more hydrated, long-wearing base. We'll also need to pry this out of my cold, dead hands. This is Bright Forecast. Okay, so let me talk about this product. Please don't sell it out, please. A highlighting pen that preps whatever you're doing. It's lighter than concealer in texture and it reflects light. So whatever you're gonna put on top of it, it's not gonna get cakey and it's gonna help brighten whatever is on top of it. And then in the same breath, if you put it on top of something else, so like if you highlight the skin with like, I don't know, light boost, let's say, it's gonna melt into the layers underneath it because it is so thin. And it's gonna help with the wear time of your concealer as well. I use Bright Forecast because it's got a little bit more of that peachy undertones. It's gonna counteract any darkness under the eye. Another love affair. Okay, the Haus Labs concealer, best concealer I've ever used. Best for me. Let me reiterate that. This is the best concealer I've ever used based on my needs and how I want things to look. It's not the best concealer because what's good for me might not be good for you and vice versa. But this does everything that I want a concealer to do. I love, is this the step I want to do right now? I've also wanted to try the KEVYN Sensual Skin Enhancer for the longest time. And they sent it to me and it did exactly what I wanted it to do or what I thought it was going to do this whole time. So I really love this. So again, this is why having two like concealer type of products isn't a bad thing. On my days where I don't feel like wearing a lot of makeup, I'll do Strobe Dewy Skin Tint and maybe a little bit of the Haus Labs concealer. On the days I want to go a little bit more glam, I'll do the Sensual Skin Enhancer and then I'll use this for more just like under the eye or highlighting where this is like the base. That's again why you have to experiment and kind of know the things that you're looking for. This is the KEVYN brush. You need the tiniest amount. And I just put it all in this area just to kind of meet the edges of the blush. So it just adds like a really thin layer of a little bit more coverage. And because it's such a tiny layer and there's the Fix Plus, everything's gonna stick a lot better and it's gonna wear a lot better. I put too much on the brush. And then too, it can depend on the colors that you have as well, right? Haus Labs concealer is a little bit brighter than this. So that, when it's against this, will look like a highlight concealer. So that's how I'm gonna use it. I love it. I love it. So plump, so glowy. I like when my skin sort of mimics latex. That's how I like my skin to look. And rubber. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use the Mod Beauty M37 bronzer today. I'm all over the place with bronzers right now because I can't find my C8. So I'm literally grabbing whatever is near me. And this will help set that cream product that we put down. And it's okay if we go over the blush a little bit because I'm obviously adding powder blush. Love it, lock it in. Okay, Haus Labs concealer is gonna be my highlight concealer. And I'm gonna do it to just shape over here and here. So it's like a little bit brighter, but I love it. And if you decide to build your makeup collection, you need to build it from the perspective of creating a wardrobe in the same way that you would with clothes. So it's like, this is kind of the products I use when I go out. This is the products I use when I want something really natural. Especially if you're working with brands that don't have variety, you want those smaller brands to be able to get multi-use product out of it. I guess it could really go either way. That's something you have to decide. Do you want products that you can manipulate, or are you more simple and you're like, I just need the product to do the one thing and nothing else and I don't care what else it can do, just to keep it more simple for you? And then that's another way of building a wardrobe. And then something else that I noticed, oh my God, I love how my skin looks. Oh my God, I like the Studio Fix side more. We'll see at the end if I am a Studio Fix fluid. One of the things that I noticed is I started using, or I have been using, foaming cleanser, the Hyper Real foaming cleanser, the new one that came out in January since its launch, and my skin looks great. When I wake up, my skin looks great. So I do the oil and then I do the cleanser. No one talks about it online because it's kind of hard to talk about cleansers, I find, because it's just like no part of a filming process. I love it. Texture, if you remember like the original Lightful Sea cleanser, that texture, but like more foamy and softer. This is my baby, Global Glow, like a sweet kiss from a man. It's my bronzer topper. It just adds that. I can't even put it into words. And the thing that I like about it is the sheen in it is silver, and we all know how I feel about silver things. So this could be, like, I was a Trace Gold girly with blush and margin. I find it like encompasses all of that. The lid rolled away from me. This is the Mob Beauty. Is that really it? Yeah, that's really it on my skin. Is it? This is the Mob Beauty Translucent Blurring Powder. I put it on the top of this blush. This is a talc-free powder. They use mica, so you're getting more like radiant matte versus matte because I really don't like matte skin. But I do like this step to set, and it just has this beautiful like soft focus to it. Like, I love this powder. This is my second one and it's almost done. Then I like to dust away the extra because basically I don't want the texture of the, like the physical texture of the powder there. I want it to do its job, but I don't need it to be on the surface because I'm a little crazy and there's still more. We're gonna add more things. Mocha and Honey Thief have kind of been my like go-to blushes. What am I feeling more today? Maybe both, who cares? And because we have product built underneath this, I only need to do a soft veil of the blush because everything starts to come together. When you don't, and I mean, you can do your makeup, you don't need to layer your makeup like me, but when you don't have, I'm mixing Honey Thief on top. When you don't have those layers together, it forces the products to like overperform. Yeah, the two of them mixed is really nice. You're relying too much on other things to make the product work. That just kind of pulls it all together. Love it, lock it in. Because we're not done. I have many love affairs. Studio Fix powder, it's brand new. You want to know why? Smash my other one on the floor. Because I only use C2 under my eye, it lasts forever. And then this is the Melt Glazed Skin Finishing Powder. Closest thing I have ever found to like a Studio Sculpt Next to Nothing. Listen, Mac, I know you're listening. You have to bring back Next to Nothing powder. You have to bring back Next to Nothing powder. You could honestly bring back Next to Nothing fluid and get rid of water weight because Next to Nothing was so aggressively ahead of its time. It is everything that people are looking for right now because Next to Nothing was like it was the hardest thing to describe because it was almost like a clear foundation because you saw the pigment and you felt the texture and then you put it on and it wasn't there, but your skin looked different. It looked balmy, it looked juicy, and people just didn't get it. And it's literally everything that people want right now because it's not that it was a skin tint, it wasn't a beauty balm, it was just everything. And then the Next to Nothing powder, that texture. Anyways, again, two entirely different formulas, so you can really customize how you want things to be. So let's say on the Studio Fix side, I know I just put this on the serum side. You can see that also added like a little bit of a highlight to the skin too. But if I wanted to add more radiance to a matte foundation while it's still a little bit wet, that's where I can go in with something like this to add radiance back in. So you can see that, I'm even going a little heavier. You can see that even though it's the same product, it's still a little bit shinier on this side. I like to be shiny. Can you tell? Like matte terrifies me. Terrifies my soul. The other day when I was trying out Studio Fix, I didn't do a very good job when I was putting it down. I was scared because it's just not the formula that I look for. So matte skin on me looks really, really intense in the same way that like shine scares people too. Studio Fix powder and C2 under the eye on a 240 brush. Those are the rules. And I like this up in this area. I'm never gonna be a sponge person. I mean, I used to be under the eye. I really just stopped. That shadowing here is the shape of my eye. That is the divot like in my eye socket. Yes, I could go back in and like color correct the area to raise that and whatever. I'm not going to do that. I just want brightness. in this area, and the Studio Fix powder on its own does enough. I also take it down the sides of my nose to kind of shape the nose. I have a very like straight nose already, but I still like to work with what I have. Like, you can still accentuate your features without making it in like a dramatic way. I think that makes sense. And then from here, I can assess like what I want to do. Love it, locked it in. So this is like the last moment to make any fixes to your skin before you're gonna do a final set. I always like a little bit more blush. Especially because I don't have any eye makeup on. I need the blush to be the look. And then Fix Plus Stay Over is your final Love It, Lock It In. This is creating the seal, locking it in place. The best thing about this is it's alcohol free. So a lot of other setting sprays, like the actual setting sprays, like the ones you're just putting at the end, they're usually alcohol based. This one's alcohol free. So obviously I've made these sides look fairly similar. I'm a Studio Fix Fluid girly. I broke up. I still love Studio Fix Tech though. I broke up with Face and Body and Studio Fix Tech for Strobe Dewy Skin Tint and upgraded Studio Fix Fluid. That is crazy because I religiously wore Face and Body and Tech for over a decade. All I know is that the Studio Radiance is something that I could wear. You can see that high glossy shine is something that I would wear on its own, like Hyper Real Balm, a little buff of this into the skin, and then that's it. But Studio Fix Fluid on its own, I could never, just because it dries down to a matte finish, and I never wear it just matte. So you can still see a more like wet-like sheen here, where on the Studio Fix Fluid, that's still like a matte finish, but there's radiance, and that's the part that's like moving with the skin. When it does its full dry down, it's matte. So anybody that used to wear like old Studio Fix Fluid, you're gonna love it. Anybody who wore old Studio Fix Fluid, it still has that Studio Fix matte look to it, but just in a much more modern way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed seeing an updated foundation routine from me every single day on TikTok, pretty much every single day. I showed the skin routine that I'm wearing. I have quite a few products on rotation that I really love. So sometimes I just like mix and match depending on my mood. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. Let me know what your favorite part of your makeup routine is. Like, I love putting on concealer. I love putting on blush. I love spraying Fix Plus. Let me know in the comments below what that is for you. My virtual and freelance makeup services are now open. You can email me at bookmissmegan@gmail.com to book an appointment. Lessons are 2 hours long. They're fully customized to whatever you want. You can ask me any questions and I'll coach you through your whole process. My new nails. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.